We are learning of a developing story unfolding in Westbury. In fact, clashes there apparently breaking out between police and residents in the area. Communities are protesting over service delivery there. And in fact, there's been a great presence of police. They say these residents, they haven't had any water for about 6 consecutive days. Watching developments is SABC News Reporter Puseletso Mokoena, who joins us now live. And Puseletso, it seems very busy there behind you. Get us in on what you've been able to ascertain since you arrived there.
Well, certainly, Ayanda, good morning to you and the viewers at home. We are coming to you live from Westbury, whereby the residents of Westbury, Coronationville and the surrounding areas are protesting over service delivery, which is water. They are telling me that they have been living without water for so many years. But I'm going to bring in a community member. I'm going to ask my camera colleague, Sipho Mnguni, to walk with me as we are going towards the community members who are angry and protesting for their right to water. Ma'am, thank you so much for your time. I hear that here have been living without water.
We have been living with the water for the longest time. I am directly affected by this water outage. I'm in Coronationville, but what got me here this morning is when I got a call from one of the residents in the community pleading for assistance because they were being attacked, beaten up and slapped and sawn at by a police officer. We weren't, the residents wasn't in this main road. They were literally there on their side, which is Fuel Road. And guess what happened? The police came. They said, this is not Soweto, you are not going to protest here, you have no human right to do that. And they said, we are going to protest. And I saw it from the video that they sent to me, and they said, please, we called the councillor, she's not answering her phone, we've called for help, no one is coming, can you come to our rescue? Because the roads are closed, I couldn't drive down, I had to run all the way from home to here, and when I got here the police was gone. But just after that, a whole lot of police came while the community was sitting here peacefully protesting. They started manhandling them, they started beating them, they started taking their guns out, wanting to shoot them, and everybody surrendered and they put their hands up. The question is, what is wrong with colored people protesting? Does colored lives then not matter? I have been threatened the whole time for the longest of time. I'm going to be removed as a councillor. So I'm a PR councillor under the capable leadership of Gayton McKenzie from the Patriotic Alliance. I've been appointed as a PR councillor to better serve my community. We are not here to incite violence. I am not here to incite violence. But I am directly affected by this water outage. We have matriculants writing exams. How do we expect them to bath? We have elderly people, majority in Coronationville, elderly. How do we expect them to take their medication and to live? I mean, not a drop of water. There's a Coronationville community group, right, where residents are literally sitting, safeguarding their phones to see who's going to say there is actually a drop of water at 1 o'clock in the morning, at 2 o'clock in the morning. The councillor has a community group where she remove people from the group when they ask for assistance. I mean, the councillor, I must be very honest with you, the councillor cannot bring the water back. That is not what the community is asking. The community is asking for support. You see, I'm standing here to support. I'm not wearing regalia. I am not wearing my councillor's badge because I'm not pushing powers around. The people need a voice. We have elderly people here. We have people come here from entities undermining the intelligence of these residents. Every single day there are shootings and killings here. We don't see all this police force. We don't see people with short guns. Did you hear what the one officer said? While he asked, who's Melissa? I said, I'm Melissa. He allegedly spoke to the council already. He said, yeah, bring our short guns. We are shooting them. Is there a threat? Are you saying to us our lives don't matter? Do you know how sensitive? Do you know how sensitive that topic is? It's like throwing salt on an open wound because you are basically saying we are going to shoot you and kill you like it already happens in your community.
How has a lack of water in this area maybe changed your life, or what do you do to get water sometimes when there is? What do you do?
The most interesting part of this whole thing, we have an informal settlement, which is Slovo informal settlement, right? And a stone throw away where the robot is, that is where Coronationville is. To my surprise, at Slovo informal settlement, where the majority is foreigners, have running water for 24 hours. 24 hours. To make it more interesting, they even installed 8 taps. They installed 8 taps for them on the outside to their convenience. When the residents from Coronation will go get and ask for water or go get water, they would say to them, "This is our water." Yes. Now they are speaking to people that are paying water in electricity. They are speaking to people that is paying the 200 rand rate, which they were just graced with electricity with the ribbon cutting yesterday, Mauban, where they are getting free electricity. Yes. And when the question gets asked by the community, why are they not paying? They say, but how can they pay? So I'm asking, when you look at this elderly woman standing here, living with the grandchildren, don't even have a sort of income, how do you expect her to pay that? Yes. We had people fainting, passing out this past weekend because of the stress, the anxiety of paying the 200 rand rate. So when you see this community here, you don't see an angry community. You see a frustrated community. Yes. You don't see a violent community. Yes. You see a hurt community. Yes. So I am not here as a politician. I'm not here as a councillor. I am here as the voice to the voiceless. I am called to act with passion, respond with compassion, and execute my duties as a servant with military precision for my community. If not for them, by them, then nothing at all. This water issue is not the only thing. This project, now as we speak, there's a Joburg water project currently taking place in Coronationville at Slovo. They are putting sewer lines for them. But guess why they can't put it there? They can't run the sewer line by them. It's because they don't want to remove their illegal structures. So now they want to redirect into Coronationville to sabotage the community. For what? The community stood up last week and said, we cannot allow you to put the sewer line redirected. It is not part of the plan. Show us the plan. To date, they have not come to show us the plan. Rather, they came with JMPD, Quelas, the white guy who's allegedly the DD of JMPD, Mr. Smith, said, "Vandag gaan julle rubber bullets vreet." Which means, you dogs, you are going to eat bullets. So is that going to happen all the time with the colored people? Where they come and they threaten us because they know it's a sore wound, they know it's an open wound, they know when we throw some salt on there, it's going to remind them. As you see this community standing here, you don't even see a full force. You know why? Because they are still hurt from losing their children. They are still hurt from using their family members. So when a police officer takes out a gun, it reflects and reminds them. But as I said, I am called by God to serve my people. And right now, as we're standing here, that Joburg Water project has been halted. Guess why? Because the councillor, the Joburg Water people, no one wants to come and explain a simple thing. Why is it being redirected shortcut? It must go down to the railway at Slovo. It's not going down. They want a shortcut redirected to Riversdale Street, where there's one sewer line, which cannot even capacitate the 60 units at Cheswick Flats, neither the residents in Riversdale, neither Hamilton, Harmony, and all affected people, or the people that get fed by that sewer line. So, I'm going to ask again, does colored lives really matter, or doesn't it?
Well, Melissa, thank you so much for your time. I am that a community member, Melissa, expressing her frustrations over this lack of water in this area. As you've heard her saying that the surrounding area, Slovoville, has running water, and that is what they do not understand. She also mentioned that she is asking herself if colored lives really do matter. I'm just going to ask my camera colleague Sipo to just show you that they have also barricaded and one of the roads, it is the main road that is leading to the biggest hospital, which is the Reima Musa Child and Mother Hospital. And while Sipo is doing that, I'm going to ask the community who also something important are also facing this problem for lack. Just want to that elderly people, so if maybe you can stand for us one conversation, I think that also are facing serious in this area, and it is really affecting their health in some way.
Yes, it definitely is. Thank you for letting me speak. We have a elderly home. We've got the hospitals. We have so many elderly sick people in Coronationville that we have to actually come and stand here and come and protest on behalf of them, because they can't be carrying buckets of water at the water tanks. So what are we supposed to do? It's affecting them. So we have to buy water to help them, so that they can have water in their houses. So what does that mean? I mean, you've been just ripped off. It's like something's just been ripped off from you, your rights. I mean, they've ran their milestones. And it's now time for the young people to run the milestones for themselves. Because when we're not there anymore, who's gonna do this for them? I mean, I am 58 years old, and I am standing here. Can you believe that? Just for water, for sanity, so that you can bath, so that you can drink fresh water, so that you can do your laundry, so that you can cook. So now you've got to sparingly use. You can't even clean your house properly. How's that? You tell me, what is the logic of that? People, if anybody can tell me the logic of this, please come forward, because this makes sense to me at all.
Well, thank you so much for. Well, and that was potentially telling us that she doesn't understand how things happening here in Westbury, as they have been without water for the longest time. As she also mentioned that elderly people are also affected by this, as they are living here as residents. This thing of lack of water is affecting their health. It is also affecting how they should live their life. And as you can see, I understand that there is a huge police visibility in this area. We are going to stay here and monitor the situation